This treaty was a victory, marking the only time a Native American leader had forced the U.S. government to concede defeat in a war and negotiate on Native American terms. Following the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868, Red Cloud recognized the shifting dynamics of power and the unsustainability of continued armed conflict against the growing military might of the United States. He transitioned into a role of statesmanship, employing diplomacy as a means to safeguard the interests of the Lakota people. This new path led him to Washington, D.C. in 1870 at the invitation of President Ulysses S. Grant, marking his first journey to the nation's capital. Accompanied by a delegation of 20 Lakota leaders, Red Cloud met with Grant and toured the city, expressing both awe at its grandeur and steadfast determination in his demands. On June 16, 1870, he delivered a powerful speech at Cooper Union in New York City, addressing a large crowd with eloquence and highlighting the broken promises of the U.S. government, stating, "We are melting like snow on the hillside, while you are growing like spring grass." Despite his best efforts to secure a lasting peace, the U.S. government undermined the 1868 Treaty of Fort Laramie through a series of calculated actions. The discovery of gold in the Black Hills in 1874 triggered the Black Hills Gold Rush, prompting the U.S. to disregard treaty obligations and permit settlers to encroach upon Lakota territory. This blatant violation sparked the Great Sioux War of 1876-1877, in which Red Cloud declined to participate alongside Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, believing that diplomacy offered a more viable path for his people's long-term survival. Ultimately, the U.S. seized the Black Hills in 1877 and further fragmented the Great Sioux Reservation through the Dawes Act of 1887 and the Sioux Agreement of 1889. Red Cloud vehemently opposed these measures, but he was powerless to prevent their implementation, as coerced signatures from other leaders sealed the fate of the Lakota lands. Over the ensuing 3 decades, Red Cloud made at least 7 return visits to Washington, meeting with 5 presidents, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, and Cleveland, to protest corruption by Indian agents, demand treaty enforcement, and seek aid for his people. In 1884, Red Cloud converted to Catholicism, taking the names John Red Cloud, and his wife took the name Mary. He watched as his people suffered under broken treaties, but never stopped advocating for justice and fighting corruption on the reservation.